Hey guys, Daniel here from thecellularguru.com. Today we have the Motorola XT720 from WIND Mobile, and this is the first high-end Android device on the AWS WIND network, and it's quite a nice device. It's running Android 2.1. It's got a 760 megahertz processor, I believe. It's the same processor that's in the originally released Milestone, but it's just been overclocked apparently. And also, the original version of this, the Motorola, which was released in Asia and never got released in the US, only had 256 megs of RAM, and this has 512. So, as you can see, it's running a pretty stock version of Android. It's got no real color differences at all. It's got this little launcher here, the permanent phone and email buttons, and the launcher button over here, and as you can see, it's very smooth. It also has this little kind of nub on the right side, and that's for the camera, and this is has a very nice 8 megapixel camera with a Xenon flash, and it's being advertised as a multimedia powerhouse, and I'm sure it is, although it's really no better than any of the other newly released devices. But the back of the device, you'll see, has quite a nice look to it. It's got a contoured back with this Xenon flash here. It takes really nice shots. 8 megapixels prominently displayed, the Motorola logo. This bezel around the side is quite reflective, so if you do have an issue in sunlight, like with normal phones, you're going to have a huge issue with this. So overall, it's a decently designed device. It is running Android 2.1. It will not be upgraded to 2.2. It's got 4 capacitive buttons at the bottom. We have the settings button, which I will take you to now. And the other nice thing that it has is a dedicated HDMI out, and that's at the top of the device. And basically what that means is that you can take an HDMI mini cable and plug it into your plug it into an HDMI input on your TV or computer, and you can watch movies either that you've recorded on here or that you have loaded on here. It's a nice little feature. And as you can see, it is running 2.1 update 1. Now, my experience with this is that the touchscreen is not extremely responsive. Typing on it, I found, is better than the Nexus 1, but and the resolution is very sharp. It's 854 by 480, which is higher than most of the devices being released today, which is at 800 by 480. So those extra 54 pixels really do make a difference when viewing web pages. I found this as well with the Milestone, and that's the same with the Droid, is the quality of the text is excellent. I did notice that the color reproduction is not quite as good as that of the Galaxy S, but that just comes with the territory of a regular LCD over one of the newer Super AMOLEDs that Samsung is making. But overall, this is one of the best AWS phones that you can get right now. For 3G, this will only work on one of 3 networks in Canada if you get it unlocked: WIND, Mobilicity, or Videotron in Quebec. And as you can see, I am in Markham, and I'm getting 5 bars. I've taken this all throughout Toronto. Reception is excellent, indoors and out. I've found that the signal is generally twice as strong as that of Mobilicity, and it reaches further north, further west, and further east. So right now, Mobilicity does have WIND does have an edge over its Mobilicity counterpart. It also works in 4 other cities in Canada. It works in Vancouver. It works in Ottawa, in Edmonton, Calgary, and I believe Halifax, but I could be wrong. So that is my overview of the Motorola XT720 by WIND. I would say that this is a worthwhile purchase at $450 plus tax, and it is something that will and has been surpassed. The G2 is out in the US, and that's on T-Mobile, so that will work on WIND. Now, that is not available in Canada, nor will it be available, I'm assuming, and Mobilicity has started selling the HTC Nexus 1 for $529 plus tax, which is a superior phone overall in terms of speed and development, as well as support for the newest OS that's going to be released, Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which should be out in the next month or so. It does ship with Android 2.2. This only has 2.1. Now the difference in speed is quite significant because of the added software functionality of the just-in-time compiler. But for normal day use, the phone works about as well as can be expected. Battery life is decent, if not very good. I've been getting 2 full days use out of it with casual use, and with extensive use, I'm guessing that you would get a full day. So would I recommend this phone to anybody who is trying to find a space in one of the newcomers? Yes, I would. I would say that give it a few months and WIND will be probably supporting another high-end device, probably Android, as the iPhone will likely never come to the AWS band. But for now, this is about as good as it gets on WIND, and at $450 it is quite a steal. So this has been Daniel, and thanks for listening to another one of my rambling reviews. Alright guys, take care.